Let the people come in. We'll start in about 1 minute.
Okay.
Bless you. 30 seconds. Three, two, one, go. Greetings, family. How y'all doing? Welcome to another one of your Frank 26 UB2Bs. You realize I was with you on Monday for 7 hours? You realize I was with you for almost 2 hours yesterday? Let's see how long we're with you for tonight. But tonight is another one of our infomercials, and they're always packed with so much good information. I truly pray that they can be a blessing to you. Today is the 7th of April, 2021, and I greet you in agape love. We're going to introduce to you tonight Will, and Will is going to also have a guest with us tonight, and he's also going to give away products. So let's get this show on the road by introducing our dear brother Will. Will, are you there, sir?
I'm here, Frank. How are you this evening, sir?
Excellent. Can't complain. Praising God to be alive. Get us motivated with this product.
Well, I'll tell you, Frank, it's always a blessing to be here on Wednesday evening, and tonight we're here an hour early. I don't know what I'm going to do with that extra hour tonight, Frank.
Sorry.
Anyway, yeah, as you guys know, we come out here every Wednesday evening on Frank's Wednesday evening health call, and we talk about and give away information concerning the product line. And that's what we're going to do again this evening. We're not some high-pressure, high-brow sales pushing it down your throat type of deal. No, that's not what it is. It's all about giving you information so you can make better health decisions for you and your family.
Amen.
Okay? Now, tonight, something a little new and interesting. I've brought a guest with me, and she has had quite a life turnaround since she got on the product. And she's here to share with you
Me too.
what the product, what she was going through at the time and what is going on now. Now, her name is Holly. She was in the banking field for over 20 years. And it took its toll on her. And she's here to share that with you and tell you exactly what has happened with her. Holly, are you with me, honey?
I sure am.
All right. Well, I'm going to go mute so y'all can't hear all these crazy youngins in the background.
Oh, I love it.
Thank you for coming and sharing with us, Holly.
It's my pleasure. And honestly, thank you so much for having me this evening. I greatly appreciate it. I truly believe that the people that hear this were the people that are meant to hear this. And I know a lot of us have stories, and we may not feel that our story is very significant. And that's kind of how I felt, to be honest. But the more I started to share my story, the more I realized that there are people out there that could, that they could resonate with my story and they could relate to it. And so I felt that I now have a responsibility to share my story. And so I thank you so much for giving me the opportunity to be able to do that and hopefully touch the lives of other people as my life was touched.
Thank you very much, darling.
Yeah. So for me, like Brian said, I spent 20 years in the banking industry. I was a workaholic, if you will. I was doing everything that I could to climb the corporate ladder. Having a family wasn't something that I was necessarily aspiring to do. It was that corner office for me, and it's just kind of how I was raised. But about 9 years ago, I realized that my health was starting to deteriorate. And just to put things into perspective, I was only 33. I was only 33 at the time. And I don't know about you, but 33 years of age is not the age in which you want your health to start deteriorating, okay? What was happening is I was having daily headaches. I was having sleepless nights, and it was becoming the norm for me. I was learning how to function without, like, I was like a walking zombie, to be honest with you. It was really, really tough. I was popping Tums, Zantac, Prilosec like it was candy. And maybe some of you can relate to this or have experienced this yourself. Nope. But most days, I couldn't eat anything without feeling like I literally had knives being stabbed in my sides or in my stomach. There would be days that I would go without eating. And it wasn't because I was trying to lose weight. It was because eating was painful for me. And I didn't know why. And of course, what do? When you don't feel good, you go to the doctors. And that's exactly what I did. I went to the doctors. And they thought that I had stomach ulcers. They thought the stress of my job was impacting my overall health. And they literally scoped me every which way. And again, at my age, most people aren't getting scoped upside, inside out, right, to figure out what's going on. And so their only resolution for me was medication. Even though they never came up with a definitive reason as to why I was experiencing the pain that I was, the headaches, the sleepless nights, they couldn't figure it out. They prescribed me medication to go ahead and mask the pain so that I could get through the day. And then, of course, to make things worse, I mean, think about it. I'm a pretty positive, upbeat, social person. I think William could probably attest to this. I'm a very positive, outgoing individual. I love connecting with people. I love feeling other people's energies. But I didn't want to be social anymore. I forget about going out to eat with friends or family. Right? People would invite us out, and I became withdrawn. I became withdrawn. I started to feel angry. I was getting depressed. I was like, why is this happening to me? I don't understand. I've always been a health-conscious person. That's the other thing that frustrated me about this situation. And so the truth was, and if I can be frank, is I literally felt like crap. I felt like crap 90% of the time while pretending everything was okay, while trying to work 50, 60 hours a week, while trying to uphold my regular responsibilities, pushing through those 10, 12-hour days a week. It was brutal. And there were days... Listen,
Holly, let me inject here. We're not talking about a podunk little bank in some country down somewhere. We're talking about a big city, world-renowned banking system that you all would know if we name it.
Yeah, Fortune 200. Fortune 200 company.
She was a cog in that machine, striving for excellence. That's what she was going through. All right, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. So I promise you, I'm going to turn this story around here, right? Because that's what we're here to do tonight. But I want you just to understand. Like, let's be honest. When we don't feel our best, it doesn't just, it impacts a lot of different aspects to our lives. And then sometimes we just get used to feeling a certain way. And then we think that that's the way that it needs to be. And that's not the way that it needs to be. And then that's when I was introduced to the little yellow pill. And it seems funny to say pill, right? Because I already kind of talked about being prescribed medication that I wasn't excited about. But this little yellow pill, it was introduced to me again at a time where, thank goodness, I was at least willing to listen. I was willing to educate myself. I was willing to understand that I know that there's something going on inside my body, and if the doctors don't even have an answer for it, then I was willing to give something else a try. And so I started taking the little yellow pill. And it took some time. It took time for my body to get back on track, not knowing, again, like what was happening, but I knew the science behind it. And I didn't again, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a biologist or anything like that, but I'd always had an interest in health. And so I knew that there were certain biochemical processes happening inside my body, so I was hopeful. And I don't know about you, but sometimes hope is all you need to hold on to. And so I was hopeful. And before too long, I was able to trash the meds, the over-the-counter stuff, the Tums, the Prilosec, the Zantac. I was able to throw it all away. I was free to actually eat what I wanted. I was free to do it without pain. I didn't even realize the changes that were happening myself. My girlfriend actually pointed out something to me when we went out to eat for lunch. She goes, "Are you sure you want to order that?" Because she knew what was going on. I said, "I am." And that's when I realized, wait a second, things were happening. I was sleeping better. I was getting a good night's rest. I was waking up feeling rested, and I was starting to feel more positive and optimistic, and I was excited and motivated to want to take on the day. I was wanting to socialize with my friends and my family again. I was happy and optimistic for the future again, right? And I had only wished that I had been a little bit more proactive sooner. And so I will forever be grateful to the person who was willing to get uncomfortable and say, "Hey, I think I found something. I don't know if it's gonna solve your problems, but I feel like I owe it to you to share it with you." And so because of that is why I agreed to get on this call tonight. That's why I wanted to be able to share my story, in the chance that someone else out there is feeling like they don't know that they have any other options. But I can promise you have options. And so I have never looked back. I am going to be 40, I'm going to be 40. Oh my gosh, I'm going to be 44 this year. I can't believe it. But I have never felt better. I feel better now in my 40s than I did in my 20s. And that's saying a lot. I'm able to get through the day. I have incredible energy. My mental focus and concentration, my motivation, my drive, just to take on the day and for life in general. I honestly don't know because I didn't do anything different. This is the only thing that I did different. So I will forever be grateful. And thank you again so much, William and Frank, for letting me come on here and share just a little bit of my story.
Hey, Holly.
Hey, William.
Do you ever get that corner office?
I did not get that corner office. Interestingly enough, 3 years into taking this pill, obviously I was so excited about this product that I was sharing it with everybody, and I was using that as a way to kind of supplement my income. And the next thing I knew, after over 20 years of service, the bank let me go. They cut me free, and it was bittersweet because, again, I didn't know it was coming. I had no idea. I was simply a number, and they felt that they didn't need my services anymore, and they found someone else to do my job and pay them half the salary.
Well, that stinks.
Yeah. Again, I mean, what does that do to your psyche? Like, how do you feel? Like, the value that you bring, you do all this work, and then just to be let go like that. It was a hard pill for me to swallow. It took a little bit for me to come around, but then I realized it was the biggest blessing that ever happened. Because now, once they made that decision, 100% of my time was spent educating people on the power of the technology behind this natural product, so that they too can see what it could do to impact their lives, both from a health perspective, but also from a financial perspective. And so it has been a blessing for me and my family. I now have a healthy, almost 4-year-old toddler. Yes, do the math. I had a child at 40 years of age, and I will tell you, I was probably one of the healthiest pregnant women that my doctor told me would walk through that door. They're like, "I don't know what it is that you're doing, but you keep doing what it is that you're doing." I truly believe it was because of these products. I truly believe it's because of these products. And I have a healthy boy. He is phenomenal. We have a life, honestly, that I could only dream of. But I feel that I have an obligation. I can't just sit and keep this to myself. Other people need to know about this.
Let me ask you a question now. After you were let go, something else happened just after that. Maybe about a year later. Your husband was a 20-year veteran with Verizon as an engineer.
Mm-hmm.
And what happened there?
He was let go.
He was let go too?
He was let go too. So within 2 years,
you lost two six-figure incomes.
Yes, we lost two six-figure. Again, and I don't mean to say six figures like to brag, but we were doing financially well. Like, we were doing okay for ourselves, but both of us lost our jobs within a year of one another. Two income household, gone, poof.
How did that affect your psyche?
You know what? By that point, we had already come to the realization that we couldn't rely on anyone else for our financial security. The idea of having a job was a false sense of security for us, and expecting them to keep us and continue to pay us until we were ready to retire, to collect retirement. We realized early on that having multiple streams of income wasn't just important, but it was a necessity. And we realized that by taking back control of our own financial situation, it's what allowed us to both lose our jobs, literally lose our jobs, and be okay. We weren't filing for unemployment. We weren't pounding the pavement and trying to brush up our resume and remember all the skills that we had brought to the table to try to sell ourselves for someone else for a paycheck. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with working. That's how I was raised. I have a lot of respect for people that work and do what it is that they do. But for me and my husband, we realized that we were just wired a little bit differently. And for us, we wanted more. We wanted more for ourselves. We wanted more for our family. And the reality is that if we wanted to be able to give back and have a greater impact in more people's lives, and be able to give to the charities that meant the most to us and that were closest to our hearts, that impacted our lives, that we needed to have a bigger impact. And by doing that, then that meant that we needed to take control of our own finances. And we ran with this business. And I hate to say that the rest is history, but
hey, let me ask you another question here, because this really indicates and demonstrates the power of what you and Brian built, simply out of realizing what it had done for you. Mm-hmm. After you and Brian got married, you were on a trip, I think, out in Hawaii with our company, actually, I think.
Yep.
And you were on your way home, I think, and something happened. Tell us what happened there.
I didn't know you were going to ask me all these. Oh, all right. No, we're getting personal here. Yeah.
I think it really demonstrates how taking control of your own financial situation can impact you in a massive, massive way. Because if what you're about to explain to us had happened when you were employed, you'd have been a wreck.
Yeah.
Go.
No, you're right. So again, life happens. Life is going to continue to happen as it is happening to all of us right now. And it's not a question of if, it's a question of when. And so we like to have the motto of digging the well before you're thirsty. Don't wait to have a plan B or C when you don't even have a plan A. So for us, yes, we were flying back from Hawaii. We were blessed enough to be given an all-expense paid trip to Hawaii. It was on my bucket list. We went to Maui. It was gorgeous. And on our way back, we were boarding our connecting flight, and we got to our seats, and no joke, my water broke. My water broke on the plane. Thankfully, before it took off, There were so many signs, honestly. I do believe that God up above had angels watching over us that day, because things could have happened in so many different ways. But we were lucky enough that we got off the plane. We were raced to the hospital. My son at this point, by the way, was born 2 months early. So I was only 7 months pregnant, hence I was flying, because you're probably all thinking, well, why was she flying if she was pregnant, right? No judgment here. I was cleared. I was healthy from the doctor. But anyway, and so for the next month, literally for the next month in California, which I didn't say before, we were living in Ohio at the time. Our son was born in California. For an entire month, we stayed in a hotel, and we walked blocks back and forth from the hotel every couple of hours for feedings, and doing what we needed to do to be with our son where we needed to be when it mattered the most. And the interesting part is the whole time, the nurses and the doctors, they're all like, do we need to call your boss? What paperwork do we need to fill out for your jobs? They were worried.
Ain't got one.
They were worried that we were literally going to lose our jobs, because they're like, are you sure you don't need to fly back? Are you sure like, no, we are where we needed to be. We weren't worried about the $5,000 hotel bill that wound up tracking up. We weren't worried about the medical bills that were piling up while our son was in the NICU trying to get the strength that he needed in order to come home. We were there with our son every waking minute, and that's what mattered the most to us. And the best part is that we were still getting paid. This business was still growing. We were still getting a paycheck. And I wasn't worried and stressed about the agony of holding on my job or filing leaves of absence papers and trying to make sure that my job was going to be there when I got back. Instead, we had created a whole nother extension of our family. People who were praying for us and sending us flowers to our hotel rooms. People that we didn't even barely know that had heard about our situation, but because we were all part of this incredible company and this family, they were reaching out to us. And I truly believe that the power in that, we will never go back. We will never go back to an office. We will never allow someone else to dictate our value, because there's so much more to life than that, in my opinion. And we have so much more to give, and I can't do that from a 9 to 5. I can't do that from someone else.
Wow.
Having me counting vacation days. I'm not going to do it.
Yeah. That's quite amazing to have an emergency like that come up and not to have to stress one moment of it. You just roll with it. What a blessing. Everybody on this call is probably going, wow, I would give anything to be able to do that or to have that luxury. Well,
and we're nobody special.
The thing of it is, most of the people that are thinking that are like, I could never do anything like that. Well, in my opinion, yes, you could, because Holly's done it. I've done it. Frank's done it. Hundreds and thousands of other people around the world in 27 different nations have done it. It's very, very simple. We had a bunch of new people join our organization over the last 2 or 3 months, and they were like, what do we need to do to get started? I said, open your mouth and introduce your friends to us. And they were like, well, I don't know anything about the product. I said, no, but I do, and I'll be happy to explain it to your friends or relatives and neighbors. Let's go. And that's what they did. And their businesses took off like rocket ships. You don't have to be a scientist to build this business or this type of business. All you have to be willing to do is open your mouth, get a little bit uncomfortable, and open your mouth and share it. Because that's all we're doing. Have you heard me quote a price on this call tonight? Have you heard me try to sell you anything at all? Have I just shared with you? Has Holly just shared with you? That's all we're doing. And that's all anyone does in this business and in our company. We just share. At some point, the question's going to come up. How much is it? And we'll share that with you as well. But and then you can make your decision based on that or whatever, but it's an important message that Holly has shared this evening about not only health and how important it is, but about freedom and choice. And I mean, when she was talking about Austin, I could barely hold my tears back here because I can only imagine being in that situation and and knowing that you didn't have to worry about anything other than feeding the dog back home, maybe. That's about it. And to make arrangements for the dog. That's about it. Holly, I sure do appreciate you coming over and sharing this evening. If you want to know more about this product line, we would be happy to get you more information over to you. There's 2 ways you can do it, and we're going to give away some free product here in a minute. Get you a pen and a piece of paper, and I'm going to give Holly an opportunity to close out with any thoughts that she might want to close out with, and then we'll go on to getting more information to you and giving away some free product. Go ahead, Holly.
No, and thank you again. I'm just beyond humbled to have the opportunity to share with you. And for those of you who are listening that are telling yourself, like, that could never be me. That could never be me. And, oh, woe is me. Don't get in your own way. Do not allow yourself to make excuses when you're hearing this at this time for a reason. There are so many doors of opportunities that are presented us, but too often, we are so used to walking around with the blinders on that we can't even see. We cannot even see the opportunities that are given to us. I had no experience in doing anything like this. I didn't know what I was doing when I got started. I did a lot of the things the wrong way. But you know what? I kept going. And the more I learned, and the more people that I connected with, people like William and people like Frank throughout our entire 9 years, the stories and the genuineness and people truly wanting to serve and help other people live the best quality of life that they can through better health. People that would want to have the energy to be able to come home and want to spend time with their kids and their family versus being so exhausted from the workday that they didn't even want to. They just wanted to sit in front of the TV and veg. Now they're present in their families' lives. They're able to make extra money where they don't have to work overtime. They're eating dinner with their families. They're tucking their kids in bed at night. And people ask me, why do I still do this? That's why. See, now you got me all choked up. Okay.
We had it.
Those are my last words.
We had it. We had it the other way. We have done the corporate thing. We have done the self-employed thing. The companies and the businesses and things of that nature.
Yep.
And this life, working with a team of people towards a common goal, is the simplest, most, I'm scared to say easy because it's really not easy. It's still work, but it's nowhere close to the 80 hours I used to pull when I owned my own companies. Nowhere close. I do not pull 80 hours anymore.
No.
Thank God.
No. I can't tell you the last time I worked a 40-hour work week.
It's crazy, isn't it?
Do you know what we did today?
Tell me what you did. Tell me what you did today.
Today is a Wednesday, right? It's a Wednesday. I almost forgot what day it was. We had some friends that came in from out of town with their kids. We literally sat around the pool, and we had a pool party today. We played in the pool. We swam in the pool. We grilled out. We talked. We laughed. We weren't checking our clocks. We weren't worried about what time it was. We just were enjoying life and being present and enjoying one another's company like we were on vacation. But because we chose, we could do that on a Wednesday.
Yeah, there you go. There you go. I think I got up about 10:30, and I've been playing with children most of the day. And Right now, I'm sitting on the front porch in a pair of shorts with bare feet, talking about the business. I mean, that's a pretty easy way to get along in life. Thank you for sharing with us, Holly, honey.
Thank you.
Thank you, Holly.
Say hey to Brian and Scott and all them if they're still hanging around.
Thank you, Holly, for coming for tonight. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, Frank, what we're going to do now, I'm going to give out some information about how they can get more information about the product line.
Okay.
The product line that Frank and I like to talk about is the Tri-Synergizer line, and of course the hair care system, because y'all see Frank's head. It ain't bald as it used to be. So,
no, it's not.
Let me
I
give
love
you
it.
my.
I love it. I love it. I love it. If I could drink this stuff, I would.
You can get you some Axio.
I'm going to show them the pictures. Look at this.
Show them the pictures, and I'm gonna give out the telephone and the email. Okay.
You can't Photoshop this, family. You can't Photoshop this, okay? And this is now. You can't Photoshop this. I mean, look at. I mean, seriously, Moses had nothing on me. He parted the Red Sea, but man, I was parting my hair. And this is the stuff that he's talking about. I love it. I love it. I love it. Of course, along with the nutraceutical supplement that we're talking about here. But I'm telling you, if you give this a chance, if you try it, if you just try it, and it's affordable. And the product
a lot of family use the hair care system now, thanks to Frank and his success with it.
Yes, sir. I thank you, Will, for bringing it in.
Ollie, if you're looking for Frank on YouTube, it's Frank26. Frank26.
Hey, by the way, Will, when you're done and giving away stuff, I'm actually going to talk about this product in a biological way for about 5 minutes.
Sounds good. Okay, guys, if you want more information concerning the product line, we'll be happy to get that out to you. You can call or text over to 910-690-6008. I'll be happy to send the information out to you in an email. Just tell me, hey, I'm with Frank. Send me the information, and I'll be happy to do that for you. If you don't text, you can email me at clquik12@gmail.com. That's clquik12@gmail.com. And just when you email, just say, I'm with Frank, send me the information. We're not going to have a call next week because it's anniversary time for Frank and Tink, Wednesday and Thursday next week. But following week, we are going to have a special Zoom call for people within Frank's family who either are networkers or have been networkers in the past. And if you're a networker, you know exactly who I'm talking to. It's you. Because we're going to share with you why we think our company is your last big build. What makes us so special that you would want to do it one last time, but do it with us. So that'll be week after next. And we'll get you the specifics on it so that you can join us. If you're not a networker, you may not want to attend, but if you are, or if you have networking experience, I know you're sitting there shaking your head going, because that's what I did before I saw this thing. But yeah, you might want to listen to this one because this is unlike anything you've ever seen before. It's a company like you've never, ever experienced. And we're going to have some testimonials on that call, too, of people who have only been with us a month or two or three who have been lifelong networkers. So it's going to be a very, very, very educational call, and I think it might just change some lives around. We had some folks in one of my organizations who actually came to life and decided they wanted to investigate this thing since they were already a distributor and before you knew it, they had a rather large organization. Even after 2 or 3 months, it was huge, which was quite wonderful. So we figured, hey, if it can happen over there, it can happen anywhere. And we know that Frank's family has networkers embedded all in it. All in it. All right, now let's give away some free product, Frank.
Okay. How do we do it?
This is gonna be on you now. You're gonna have to identify them because I'm not on the UB2B. I'm on the phone.
Okay. All right. I have my official identifier pointer, and I'm ready. Okay.
Okay. Let's use the word this evening, and let's do it for the first two. Okay. Let's do it for the first two. We're gonna give away 3 days of Tri-Synergizers, and we're going to give that to 2 people, and it's going to be free of charge.
Okay.
Let's use the word innovative. Innovative.
The first 2 that type out the word innovated will be receiving this gift from Will. All right. I see Yaharira Dillian. Is that what you see, Jan?
It's going too fast. Dylan.
Yeah, and the second one I saw, although they didn't spell it right, but it doesn't count.
They don't spell it right.
No, innovative. They probably got one of them right, whatever you said and I said.
Yeah, I feel bad. Can we give it to 3 people?
I suppose.
All right, then that means that the winners are tonight 3 people. Yahara Dillian. Oh Lord, I pray to God I'm saying that right. And by the way, you have to be, in the United States. Okay, is that right, Will?
I would say, yeah. I would say,
yeah.
so,
We prefer that you be that we can deliver this inside of the United States. So that's the first one.
Or Canada. We can do Canada too.
Oh, okay, and Canada too. Okay, and the other one is Kathy Raba. Kathy Raba. Where even though you didn't spell it right, we're going to go ahead and qualify you. And the third one is Maria Valenzuela. Maria Valenzuela. So you 3.
We sent it to Mexico too, if that's the case.
I believe she's Maria. I think is in the United States. I remember. So with that said, those 3. How do they get a hold of you, Will?
Okay, my phone number is 910-690-6008. Just send me your name and mailing address. Text it to me if you will. Or if you would rather, don't leave it on my voicemail, because my voicemail garbles up messages like crazy. It's ridiculous. Or you can send me an email with your address on it, which is CLQUIK12@gmail.com. CLQUIK12@gmail.com. Just send me over your mailing information, and I'll be sure and get those free products out to you right away.
Thank you, Will. Ladies and gentlemen, this is just, a little sample. I had a customer today that called me and he says, Frank, I tried your product, for a month. I want to get it every month. How do I do that? And I said, here's how you do it. Yeah. So for those of you that are going to try this little sample, it's hard maybe, for you to see the real significant difference, just with a few days supply. Be fair about it. Give yourself a chance, but at least you're going to get to see the product and see what it feels like, just taking it for a few days. Thank you, Will. Is there anything else that we want to do?
Not right now, brother.
Well, I'll tell you what. Don't leave.
Oh, by the way, I want to tell you, happy anniversary if I don't talk to you between now and next week.
Thank you. Jan and I, we celebrate 2 anniversaries every year. We met on April the 14th, and then we got married on April the 15th. So we actually celebrate our wedding anniversary back-to-back 2 days. It's fun. We like to do that. So next week, Jan and I are going to be busy Wednesday and Thursday. Will, before you go, I'd like for you to hear the following, okay? Oh, no. Did I lose you, Will? That's too bad.
I think he's still there. I'm still on there. We're
Oh,
still
hey
here.
guys! Oh, I'm so glad. I'm so glad you're there. I see you muted yourselves. I'm hoping that you can see the YouTube that I'm doing because I'm about to show something. Ladies and gentlemen, we are carbon-based units. And that simply means that the foods that we eat have an awful lot of carbon in it. That's what we're composed of. But imagine a building with individual bricks. Each brick on its own is very weak. And you want that brick to be of top quality. If not, you're going to have yourself a building that will become weak and fall. Now, the human body is composed of human, cells. We're talking about billions and billions of human cells that are put together to create organs, organelles, the bone, the brain, the kidney, the liver, the heart, everything. All these cells, ladies and gentlemen, function the very same way. The very same way. Now, like I said, with that building, you want to make sure you've got good quality brick. You want to make sure with the building that you have good quality human cells. If not, oh man, what an amazing night here. I'm sorry the phone's been ringing so much. I just killed it there. If not, ladies and gentlemen, you're going to be vulnerable to the outside of your body. You ever seen the movie War of the Worlds? War of the World. That was a sci-fi movie where the Martians came from Mars and they landed on Earth and they started wiping us out until they walked out of their spaceship. As soon as they walked out of their spaceship, they started getting sick and they died. And what's so ironic is that we human beings, we couldn't stop these Martians with our technology and our weapons. But the microbes of this planet Earth, influenza A virus, the common cold, the bacteria, the viruses, the funguses, the things that you and I have already built our immune system to fight, the Martians could not. The smallest thing on this planet killed the invading Martians, huh? And the smallest thing in this world can kill you as well, too, if you do not have the top quality of your cells. And the number one thing that I believe, destroys our cells is stress. Stress. Oh, I know. There's other things that, destroy ourselves. Radiation, pollution, whatever. Okay, I understand that. But those kind of things, are once in a while. It's not like you sit outside in the sun all day. But almost every moment, almost every second of your life, you can deal with stress. And stress, the stress factor, it's like rust on steel. The steel is still strong when the rust gets on it. But you let those years go by, that rust is going to eat that steel and turn it into dust. The stress that you deal with every day of your life, and it can be something as simple as stepping on the brakes because somebody decided to run the red light and you almost got in a car accident. Why, you son of a gun, you. It can be also just as simple as maybe receiving a bill that you didn't know about. And you're like, oh my God, your eyes see it. But your eyes do not see the damage that is occurring inside of your body. Stress can be also because maybe you have a disease, an illness. Stress can be because, boy, you drink a lot of pop. You drink a lot of pop. No, I don't. How many cans of pop did you have today? Just 4. You know that every can of pop has about 80-something tablespoons of sugar? Multiply that by 4. You know what you did to your body? You don't even realize it. And when you when it comes time to go to sleep or something, you're restless. You can't go fall asleep. Well, of course not. You put stuff in you that counters sleeping. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a picture of the human cell. And the human cell has many components to it. It's actually a solar system in itself. Now, what I want to show you, in fact, I'm going to use this pointer here. This right here is the nucleus, right smack in the middle. Okay, I hope I'm pointing at it correctly. Let me do it this way. There is the nucleus. Oh, thank you, Tink. There is the nucleus. Go ahead and point at it. And what is the nucleus of the human cell? Call it like a computer. Call it a computer. Now, the products that we are representing for you tonight, the NRF1, NRF2, one of them deals with the nucleus. Your computer, if it's not up, if it's got dust, if it's not up to date, if it isn't running properly, boy, you're going to be angry because you're not going to get what you want. You won't print anything, you won't get Wi-Fi, whatever. You know what I'm saying? The brains, the computer. Nothing in my body functions without my brain. My heart can keep pumping, but if you stop my brain, I'm dead. Isn't that interesting? The other thing that our products tonight that represent is the mitochondria. Can you point at the mitochondria for me, Tink? There you go. Now, the mitochondria, ladies and gentlemen, is nothing more but a power plant. Every city has power plants, don't they? Every city has a major power plant that supplies that whole city with all the power that it needs in order to turn on your lights, your washing machine, your microwave, your computer. Now, what happens if the power plant doesn't work? Well, the computers in your house are not going to work. If you have no energy, you have no power. The mitochondria deals with something that's called ATP energy. ATP energy. If you don't know what that is, you should study that. And it's part of what's known as the Krebs cycle. And that's part of our metabolism. So I want you to know, ladies and gentlemen, that if you don't have electricity, you're not going to function any of your electrical items in your house. Ladies and gentlemen, as simple as can be, if your cells, if your mitochondria is not functioning at full capacity because the stress is destroying its capability of doing its proper output in the ATP energy of your Krebs cycle, of your metabolism, well, I'm sorry. There's no electricity, there's no energy, there's no power to the nucleus. So the nucleus, the brain, that tells the cell what to do. Okay, let me see, I'm a cell for the heart. Okay, make sure you pump. Lub, dub, lub, dub. Okay, that sounds good. All right, yeah. But what happens? Oh, it doesn't work properly. Why? Because look at you. Look at the way you live and look at you eat. All of a sudden your heart says, I give up. Okay, what's that called? A major heart attack. And there are many other parts of our bodies that function the same way. The human body is made of many individual cells that are made of many components, and I pointed out two of those components to you. There are many other components. There's the endoplastic reticulum. There are the lysomes. There's a double cell membrane. There are many parts to the human cell, but I pointed out two important parts that our product goes straight to and deals with. Well, why doesn't it deal with maybe the Golgi apparatus? Why doesn't it deal with the nuclear membrane? Why doesn't it deal with the ribosomes of the human cell? Because the most important part of the human cell, the most important part that stress destroys, is the power to supply the nucleus to let the cell function properly. The studies of this product that Will and I represent will show you very clearly. If you take this product, medical studies, okay? I'm not just talking with my opinion. We can show you these documents. It tells you, if you take this product, it'll extend your lifetime by about 5 years. You know what I'm battling, okay? You know what I'm battling. The doctor told me that I was going to be dead in 4 months. This is my 12th month. I'm not here telling you, yes, sir. I'm not here telling you that this is what's is keeping me going. But I'm also here telling you how the human body can keep going properly. So you make the decision, okay? If you need any information on this product, my name is Frank. I go by Frank26 on the internet. You heard a beautiful testimony tonight. You see our dear brother Will come in and talk to you about the opportunity of a business. And I talk to you about the opportunity of the product itself and what it can do for your body. I love you. My name is Frank. My phone number is 419 283 2552. And I have a feeling that you're also going to end up calling me. If you try it for 1 month, you're going to call me. You'll see. You're going to tell me, Frank, I want to get this every month. You're darn right. God bless you, and thank you kindly for being with us. Will, any final closing thoughts?
No, man, that was just super. That was really, really super. I want to thank Holly again for coming over and sharing with us. Holly, she hasn't been sharing her story very long, but I'm certainly glad that she sees the importance of doing that now, because it really, every time I hear it, it has an impact on me. So I can only imagine what's happening in other people's hearts and minds. Thank you again, Frank.
Thank you, my dear brother. God bless you, okay?
God bless you and team.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you kindly for being with us for our infomercial. And what we're going to do now is we're going to walk into just a little dessert. But I hope it's powerful. And you know me, I like things in three, so I'd like to share some things with you. Hold on just a second, because we have a phone call from one of our team members, and I want to make sure. Let's see, how do I listen to this without you hearing it? Okay, hold on. Stop. I will let you hear it. Hold on. Let me go back and please enjoy it. Hold on. This is from Eminem. He just called us in.
Greetings. Hey, Frank. It's Brad. Yeah, God bless. Sorry I missed you, but I'm leaving you a voicemail, and I'm been out on the road again today, and it's almost done. But I tell you what I learned from yesterday and this morning, I just want to say I'm pretty pumped, just like everybody else. Looks good. By the signing of that document, sounds like to me that's a trigger. So anyway, catch up when you get time. But I like what I see. Fascinating. Very, very, very fascinating. Okay, man.
That document. What document? In the meantime, let me make another phone call so that you and I can kick back and relax and listen to this gentleman. I wanted to bring him yesterday, but unfortunately I wasn't able to. And tonight, I think we can call him. Let's see if he answers the phone. Hold on. This is one of three. Eminem was just a bonus.
Hello.
Hey, Mr. D. It's Frank 26. How are you?
I'm good, Frank. How are you, brother?
I'm praising God to be alive, and I'm very grateful to be in this position to be able to talk to you so that you and I can share with the family and motivate them and give them some hope. Obviously, everything that we say tonight is in our opinion, strictly in our opinion, but this is very important. It was, I think, what was it, about 3 days ago? You went to Chase. Was it Chase?
Yeah, it was Chase, but it was actually about a week and a half ago.
Oh, well, I tell you what, let me be silent and you tell the story. Although when I get excited, I'm going to stop you and I'm going to say some things, though. But fire away. What happened?
Yes, sir. I was watching one of your YouTube videos, and there was a couple in Winter Park, Florida, and they were speaking about the experience they had at the Bank of America there and how they were there to set up a trust concerning some of the dinar that they had gifted. And I just got so excited by that. And I remember after listening to it, you had mentioned to the family, go to the bank and ask questions, see what they say. So I thought about it and prayed about it, and probably 3 or 4 days afterwards, I decided to put it to the test, and I first called Bank of America, and I couldn't get anybody on the phone. So I went down my list. I had a list. I had all of the major banks, and Chase happened to be the second one in line. And I called Chase Bank, and I spoke to a gentleman there, and I asked him his title, and he said he was just a banker. And I asked him if they were able to do foreign currency exchanges there at that branch, and he said yes, they were. And he asked me which kind of currency I had, and I told him I had Iraqi dinar. And he immediately said yes, that's on the list. And he then proceeded to ask me what denominations I had.
He what?
Yeah, he asked me what denominations I had. Now, I didn't divulge that.
Yeah, because
I didn't divulge how much of it I had.
Because in all honesty, it's none of his business.
Yeah.
But I think he was very excited about the fact that you're going to be a customer of his pretty soon.
Yeah, and and what's really exciting is for the tellers and the everyday banker to have this information, to know what's coming. I think it speaks volumes of where we're at.
That's fascinating. So once again, you tried BOA, and then you went to Chase, and you talked to him directly. Do you know if he was talking to a teller?
No, he said he was a banker.
Ah, so he's one of the officers. Okay.
Yeah.
And he said that the bank, yep, we see it, we recognize it, and what kind of denominations do you have, huh? and did he say that he
wanted to know what my denominations were, but I didn't go into that. And we were talking, and he said we are going to be exchanging it. It's on the list.
Oh,
yeah. When you get ready, come on in and we'll do business.
No kidding. Did he give you his name?
And here's the thing.
What?
This investment has been somewhat a roller coaster ride, and I think I speak for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And to get information like that from the horse's mouth directly, I mean, it just sent me through the roof. And I shouted hallelujah. And the first thing I did was I called my wife at work. And she was busy, so she couldn't answer, and I sent her a text. And when she called me back, I told her the news, and she celebrated, and we celebrated together on the phone. And then I thought, now I got to call my brother and mention it to him. And I called him up. He was at work on his lunch break. And I had told him that I had been on the phone with Chase Bank in Fort Worth, Texas, and told him the story, the gist of it, and he said, "Well, I'm going to call my banker right now."
No kidding.
He deals with BOA, yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. So you started with BOA, they didn't answer. You went to Chase, you got a great answer, and now your brother, he's fired up, so he's going to call BOA. Did he get through?
Yes, he did, and it was in. It was on his lunch hour, and he called and talked to a young lady there, and she said, yes, we will be exchanging the Iraqi dinar, but not as of yet.
Not as of yet. Yes.
Verbatim.
Yep. We know about it. Wink, wink, wink. Yeah. I'm an officer at the bank. Wink, 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 wink. We've been updated, first level, second level, third level, all the way down to the tellers. Wink, wink, wink. We see it here. Wink, wink, wink. How much you got, man?
Yeah. And it's an exciting thing, and to see to listen to you guys interpret the articles that are coming out of Iraq, and then to get this news, from more than one party from notable banks is really, really exciting.
Indeed. Your brother, was he happy? Was he excited?
Oh man, he was excited because here's how it works, Frank. I listen to your conference calls or your YouTubes every Tuesday.
Monday, every Monday.
Friday, me and my brother discuss them, and we talk about them and things like that.
Oh, the next day.
And to give him, for him to get the news he got from his banker, it was like 4th of July. It was a godly thing. He celebrated.
You see,
we're still celebrating.
You see, before years, in the past, especially Wells Fargo, they were not updated by the CBI. There was no information out there. The IMF was still working with them. But then all of a sudden, when the IMF was done, the BIS gets the information and they spread it to all the banks. And now all the banks know about it. And that's why I told everybody about 2 months ago, go to your banks and start talking to them. That's why I told Eddie
Yep.
2 weeks ago, now go to your bank. Eddie went to the bank and he called me back and he says, Mr. Frank, you're not going to believe what I just heard. I know what you heard. Well, and then I told him, I said, we're also hearing it here in the United States too. You hear me, you decide to go, and lo and
Yep.
behold, these people are well educated about the Iraqi dinar. They've been taught, they've been schooled, they've received the memos from the CBI and the BIS. They know very well. They see it on their screen. They see it. They recognize it, and it says right now it is not to be dealt with. But yet there are notations, or let's see, sidebar notes that tell them prepare yourself. Prepare yourself, banks. And the banks
Yep.
have prepared themselves. They have. And that's why, from a teller that your brother talked to an officer that you talked to, all of them know, oh, we'll be able to exchange the Iraqi dinar. Whereas before, it's a scam because there was no
It,
information, no knowledge. You know what I mean?
yep, I do, and I experienced that with Wells Fargo. I've been in this for about 7.5 years, and I was in Indiana, and I went into a branch of Wells Fargo there and told them that I wanted to open up a separate account because I had some foreign currency that I was going to exchange in the future, and they came out and asked me what it was, and I told them it was the Iraqi dinar, and and this was the manager. She said, "Oh, that's a scam." And I asked, I said, "Well, how can the United States Treasury sanction something that's a scam?"
Ooh, you go, you go, you go.
I was like, I don't understand that because there's been people that have been purchasing this stuff from brokers that are registered through the United States Treasury, and they wouldn't be able to sell it if it was a scam. That would be illegal all across the board. There'd be a lot of people in a lot of trouble.
I'll tell
And
you,
they didn't have anything to say, and I just left.
you should have thrown them up against the wall and point your finger at them and tell them, look, if I would have brought in the Iranian rial that has sanctions that Donald Trump put on them, then you could say it's a scam. But I'm bringing you the Iraqi dinar, and you know darn well what this is all about. So look at me. Look at me one last time. You're never going to see me in this bank ever again. I am in control. I have the dinars. You better answer to me this time around. And the way the banks are, especially with what Biden is doing right now, we ain't taking no caca from nobody. Nobody. We're in control. We decide
Yeah,
where
and
we want to go
it's,
exchange it.
I think this thing is, of course, it being a spiritual man, I know it's all in God's timing, and it's going to be it's going to be likened to a worldwide jubilee.
Yeah, I like that. I've always said from the very beginning, the first day I started, on the internet, back then it was called KTFM, Keep the Faith Missions. My first statement was, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to do this. I'm going to teach you, but only under the understanding that this is a spiritual event. And when it does happen, I'm telling you, in my opinion, it's going to usher in the end times. Because from the same place where the four rivers met, from the same place where the Garden of Eden was, from the same place where Babylon was, from the same place where the hanging gardens where Babel was, and from the same place where the hanging gardens of Babylon were, is the same place today where you find Baghdad. The first
Yes,
world
sir.
transfer was for baby Jesus to accomplish his mission, and three wise men brought it with a whole caravan. It was a lot. It wasn't just one little piece of gold, a little bit of frankincense and myrrh. It was a pile of it. It was the blue chip stocks of that
Absolutely.
era, and it was a wealth transfer for the purpose of the Church of God. And it's
Absolutely.
happening again. And I told everybody, we're going to go ahead and do this. I'm going to teach you. Although I didn't think I was going to be on the air for 12 years, but I've stood my ground. I've stood my ground. I will not budge. I hold the cross. I hold the flag of this study as high as possible, so that everyone that's with us studying can see that no, we're leading you in the right direction. And the articles,
Yeah.
definitely help.
Yes, they do. And, being in it as long as I have, I've had the opportunity to read information literally from everybody that has dared put information on the internet. And, you have people that are educated, but you have some that being educated, they also contradict themselves quite a bit.
Not a,
And I find that the information that you and your team bring forward, man, it's just the most encouraging out there, and it's point blank and it's truth. It's cut and dry, and it's I think that's why you're so successful at what you're doing right now.
well, I thank you, my dear brother. I thank you for this wonderful testimony. There are many, many, many more bank stories that I have, but I have to be careful with bringing them out.
Yeah,
One per week, I think, is suffice. And yours is coming from your heart, your testimony. It also has, with your brother involved, and a lot of people are starting to find out now because they're going to their banks, and you don't. It really it. I mean, a mom and pop bank, a small bank, yeah, they may not know. You want to go to a larger bank, and I think you'll find that information out. Mr. D, any last final statements?
no, just God bless you and keep doing what you're doing, and just know that you and your family and Brother Walking Stick, you guys are in our prayers. I say it all the time. I speak it over myself every day. By the stripes of Jesus Christ, I am healed, and by saying that, we honor the Father and the Son at the same time.
Amen.
I'm a firm believer that no weapon forged against us shall prosper, and I look forward to a great report from you and Brother Walking Stick concerning your health, because I guarantee you are absolutely healed. It was paid for on the cross. My
Amen.
God, woo!
It was 12 hours ago that Walking Stick was operated on. He's going to be knocked out today, tomorrow, and probably into Friday. And I'm hoping that I hear from him or one of his family members over the weekend. Let's see what happens. But thank you for your prayers and your concerns for him, because that's what God wants. That's what any father and mother wants.
Yeah,
For other people to say, you have wonderful children.
yeah,
Oh yeah, I saw them. They were so polite. They were so good, and they helped me out. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I want to
yeah,
thank you.
yeah,
I want to thank you for your children. And go ahead,
yeah.
sir. What were we gonna say?
Well, I was just going to say it's our job to fill the gap,
Yeah,
to
Bill
help
together.
bridge that gap, and we do
Excellent.
it through prayer and through support. And
Yes,
that's why we're here.
indeed, Mr. D. I love you. Now look here. You call me if you learn anything more from these banks. Okay?
I'll absolutely do it, Frank. You have a blessed evening, and thanks for having me on, brother.
Roger that. Take care. Bye bye.
You too. Bye bye.
Alrighty, that was fun, wasn't it? That was one. Okay. Here comes the second thing that I'd like to talk to you about. Our dear brother Eddie, and I'm still not ready to show you anything in depth about Eddie, but I do want to. Let's see here. Let's see how far back I can go back today. He was a little excited about Berzani. Berzani said some things. You'll read it in an article. It's become political. Delegations are okay. Okay, presidents. At this morning, here's what he told me about the budget at 9:40 a.m. He said, "Well, it turns out that the president signed. He signed the budget and he's returned it to Parliament to implement it tomorrow." No, Eddie, he signed it a long time ago. But if that's what you want, but I told you it was already signed. To which I said, "Well, that's good. That's good. You won't like." I can't read you that. Let's see here. Kazimi. Okay, this is the second thing I want to talk to you about tonight. Check this out. At 5:54 in the afternoon, he tells me that Kazemi was on television, and he told the Iraqi citizens Kazemi has sent a message of anger to Iran, telling them to rein in the militia groups that are in Iraq. If not, Iraq will go after them. I said, yeah, it's important to get rid of the liars that are inside of Iraq. And it's important to get rid of the liars that are inside of our government right now. It's amazing. I saw CBS make a statement about some Republican, and it was a lie. And then they tried to retract it, and even the retraction turned out to be a disaster. It's amazing. ABC, NBC, CBS, MSNBC, all these stations, they're evil. You see, they tell a lie, just like, Iran, inside of Iraq, in parliament. They tell a lie, and they know it's a lie. But if it sticks to the wall, well, shoot, get it to the next wall, and the next wall, and the next wall. Put the graffiti everywhere. And that's what the Democrats of the United States of America are doing, trying to destroy you, patriot of the United States of America. You see it, you know it. Even the Democrats are sitting there going, oh my gosh, this is getting out of control. Yes, it is. And your old Biden, China, Biden, whatever he is, you Democrats that voted for him, he's going to take your children to war. This is what you voted for. This is what you wanted. Higher taxes, our borders. You see those children crying. I saw a 3-year-old yesterday on OAN that was just bawling and crying. They covered his face, But he said, they dropped me off. I was with a group. I don't know. They threw me over the wall and I was scared. I don't know what to do. And this is because of, communist old Biden is doing this. He's opened those walls. May I propose something? I got a funny feeling that Biden is going to go back to building that wall. Mark my word. Anyways, and then he tells me, he says, yeah, Kazemi sent that. And I said, it's important to get rid of the liars that are inside of Iraq. Then right away he follows up and he says, the budget. Oh, what about the budget? I know it's signed. The budget. What about it? Look what he tells me. You see, I told you it was passed. I told you it was signed. And there was no need for any of that. But now he tells me, they just told us that the budget is going to be in the Gazette this Saturday. I said, well, that's good. And he said, yeah, it's good. Yeah, it's really good. Yeah, it is good. Now, the thing about Iran, you just saw that Kazemi just told Iran, get your militia out of my country. Because if you don't, we're coming after them. And that's so important. It's so important. You heard what I said to him. I said, Eddie, it is so important. It is so important to remove the liars from your country, from your politics. Just like it's so important for the United States of American patriots to understand that Biden, communist Biden, China, is lying to us about everything. His press secretary, that redheaded woman, wow. All she needs is 2 horns and a tail and a pitchfork. I mean, she's solid red as can be. What an ironic color for her, huh? But she's evil. And then when she answers the questions, it's like 3 lawyers trying to answer a simple question. What was that mumbo jumbo about? And then they block OAN. The press secretary, they don't let OAN ask any questions. That's communism. They don't let you go to the border to see it. What's going on? It's okay. It's okay. But the reason I point out what Kazemi told Eddie about Iran is because Israel, a couple of days ago, although you're reading about it today, they bombed the living crap out of one of Iran's oil ships. Yeah, you see, the oil ship says, well, I'm lost. You lost? You haven't got GPS? Well, okay, I'm stuck. You're stuck. What are you, in the Panama Canal? I need help. No, you little punk. You're trying to deliver your oil to places that you're not supposed to. So Israel says, load them up. Load them up. Oh, buddy. And here come these beautiful planes. And they blow the crap out of this Iranian ship. United States of America, did you have anything to do with that? No. Do you condone it? Do you support? Do you support what Israel did? We support Israel 100% in anything that they do. That's interesting. So we have Israel that is protecting the Middle East from Iran. And we have Kazemi that is protecting Iraq from Iran. But in the same process, we have the Biden Obama communist president of the United States of America that is trying to support Iran. Iran told Biden, up yours, get out of here. Don't you ever even come into our country. Get away from me. What are you talking about? We want to talk to you. Up yours, give us the money. And then I have some idiot that tells me, well, how dare you, Frank, say that we sent 2 Galaxy airplanes and we sent billions and billions of taxpayer dollars. Yes, we did. Oh, no, that money belonged to Iran. You ignorant individual. Why do you think the United States had that money? Because we confiscated it away from Iran that was stealing it. And you have the God bless it. Stop it. And you have the nerve to tell me that money belonged to Iran when they freaking stole it and we took it away from them to protect it? I despise lies. I despise communism. And I really don't like the left of the United States of America that is constantly spitting out, vomiting out, projectile diarrhea all over the place to make me, an American patriot, a Christian, look like a fool or that I'm stupid. I don't want nothing to do with your politics. I'll give you your taxes. I'll give you whatever you want. I'm a patriot. But I'll tell you one thing, though. You'll never have my support. And I'll always be aware and be careful of what you're doing, Beijing communist Biden. You're destroying my country. I've lived through many wars. I didn't get to serve in them, but my families did. And my father, you know what? I did. 22 years my father was in the Air Force. I didn't come to America until I was 6 years old. I love the United States of America. And I despise what you're doing. And so does Kazemi. He's kicking out all your little butt buddies. And so does Israel. They're destroying you, trying to make illegal profits. Wait till God gets a hold of you. In the meantime, I will give unto Caesar what belongs to him. I will give unto Caesar what belongs to him. Hell, I'll throw it at you. But when it comes to my Heavenly Father, I give him everything. So, ladies and gentlemen, that was the second thing that I wanted. Give me that piece of paper, honey. That was my notes. Thank you. Oh, anyway, so we gave you number 1. You know what I said. I just gave you number 2. And number 3 was what I read to you from our Firefly. I pray that y'all have a good night now, okay? Be happy. Be happy. I may look like I'm angry, but you remember James and John, God said to them, will you guys calm down? You know what? I'm going to call you sons of thunder. Sons of thunder? Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Well, it's mostly a bad thing, but sometimes our Heavenly Father needs people to stand up for justice and to point it out, not to judge it, but to make sure that, that it knows that we recognize evil and we want nothing to do with it. So it's not like I'm angry. But what I am is standing up for Jesus Christ, my Heavenly Father, and the Holy Spirit, and you. Y'all take care of each other, okay? I don't think you're gonna see me anymore until Monday, but premium, you'll see me every day. This morning, 8 o'clock in the morning, I put stuff in there, didn't I? Yeah. It's always good to be with you. I say goodbye to all of you. God bless you. Aloha. Aloha na ke oi, because you are the very best. And I feel like a penguin tonight. Is that how a penguin goes? I gotta go. Y'all take care. I love you. Bye-bye. Call me.